Whenever you have too much, I've gone strawberry picking and get overzealous about my strawberries, come back with pints and pints and pints of strawberries. When you go clamming and perhaps you get overzealous, come back with 300 clams, you certainly don't want to waste them. You can give them to as many friends and family as possible, but you want to learn how to process these items and potentially freeze them or can them or jar them or whatever you can so that you don't waste them and you use them again. So with my 300 clams, I'm going to make baked clams and some clam chowder, maybe freeze some clam meat for pasta sauce later, and I'll show you how I do it quickly. Knife skills are important to chop the clams into consistent pieces. And if you hear or feel a piece of shell under your knife, clear those away. You don't want anyone eating those. My stuffed baked clams are extremely simple to make, but I do call upon some basic cooking methods. First, I melt some butter in the pan, but don't brown it. Make sure you control that heat. Add my chopped clams to the butter. And after a few minutes, they release a lot of the moisture that they're holding and they start to poach in their own liquid. Notice I said poach and not boil. You need to know the difference between boil, simmer, and poach. Then I'll add some panko breadcrumbs to soak up some of that liquid. And a whole bunch of Parmesan cheese. Stir all that in and taste for seasoning. I'll add a little basil and oregano. And lastly, a whole mess of fresh chopped parsley. Give it a really nice aromatic, fragrant flavor. You know, I've been making these clams since I was a child, so whenever I start thinking that I've left something out of my memorized recipe, I just remember, keep it simple. It was simple as a kid. It's best when it's simple. After setting up some half shells on a sheet pan, I'll get a portion scoop to make it easier and have them cook more consistently. I used 120 raw clams, and it made a yield of 40 baked clams. That's 3 whole clams for each baked clam. That's just the way I clam it up.